Continuing on with the support arm for the spoiler, we'll go ahead and make a few minor adjustments to the geometry, and then we'll go ahead and make the holes that run through the arm. Okay, so here's where we left off with the last video. And once these faces have been extruded, now what I need to do is right-click on this and go to Vertex Selection. And what I want to do now is go ahead and adjust this geometry to where these faces aren't quite so skewed, and try and get these into more of a nice, perfectly squared shape, or as close as possible to a squared shape. And that way, these will be pretty close to perfectly round at a later point in time when I go back and convert these to a subdivision surface. So I'm going to take just a few seconds, and like I said, just push and pull a few of these vertices. They don't have to be just completely squared, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just make a few minor adjustments to this geometry. Okay, so we'll call that pretty close to good. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. I can live with that. Now, once we've got this geometry adjusted, what we can do is, again, right-click on this surface and go to Face Selection. And now what we'll do is just select these faces that we've adjusted and just completely delete those out. Okay, so what we should be left with in our perspective view is just a hollow surface now with these holes that run through it. Okay, so before I go ahead and do this next step, I'm going to go ahead and just scale this arm down to where it's about the width that I want it. So something about like that. And now what I can do to go ahead and make this a solid surface, because you can see where I deleted these faces out, that the inside of this surface is actually hollow, which isn't quite what we're wanting in our final geometry. So what we can do on this surface is right-click on this and now go to Edge Selection. Okay, and what I'll do is go through and just select all four of these edges that are on either side of this arm. It really doesn't matter which side. And I'm going to do this for all three of these holes that we've got. So again, just go through and select each one of these four edges. And this is what we should be left with. Okay, before I do this next step, I want to go back up to Polygons and check my tool options. And I want to make sure that I have Keep Faces Together turned on for this one. We had turned it off a little while ago for one of our earlier steps, but for this I want to make sure that it's turned on. Okay, so with that turned on, I'm going to go up to Edit Polygons, and now we can extrude edge. Okay, and I'm just going to pull these pretty close to the other side of this arm. Okay, so what we have now is what's getting close to a closed surface. You can see now that these edges that we've extruded have now closed off some of this open area, but we still have what's not a truly closed polygon surface. You can see that there's still some open areas. So what we can do to fix that is we'll just go to Vertex Selection, grab two of these vertices, and under Edit Polygons, we can merge vertices. Okay, and let's check the options for that and make sure that we have a fairly decent amount, like something like 0.5 is definitely going to be plenty for just about anything that you're going to be doing. So merge those. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and continue that. And since I'm going to be using this quite a bit for the next few steps, I'm just going to go ahead and make a shelf button out of this merge vertices. Okay, so I'm going to, click on my mouse button, and I'm going to hold down on my mouse button and hold down Control, Alt, and Shift at the same time, and then let off of my mouse button. Okay, and that's created now a new shelf button for merge vertices. Any of these shelf icons that you want to get rid of, just middle click on it and drag it over to this trash can. And now that's removed that shelf button. So once again, Edit Polygons, merge vertices, click and hold down on your mouse, Control Alt and Shift at the same time, and then let off your mouse button. Okay? And now with just one click, I can go ahead and run this command without any problem. If you are more of a fan of using shortcut keys, keyboard shortcuts, you can just hit the G key on your keyboard to repeat the last command. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish merging these vertices. Make sure that you get all 4 vertices on each hole. And it looks like I missed one here, so let's go ahead and get that one. And now what I should have is now a truly closed polygon surface. And just to go ahead and clean things up, because as I did all these merge vertices, they've been remembered in the history. And it's always a good idea, once you've finished the modifications on your object, to go ahead and just delete the history on it. Okay, so delete history. Okay, so here's now our closed polygon surface. And in the next video, we'll go ahead and convert this to a subdivision surface and make our final adjustments.